Hey, my name is Jasmine, and welcome to the Revolution of Consciousness channel. So, today I want to talk about spirit and guidance and how to ask for guidance specifically. So, first of all, we've got to remember that we are immortal spiritual beings living a temporary human experience. So, just let that sink in.
Into the wild I'll go, and into the wild I am. It's been a while, freedom child, since I left my roots back home.
So, there is way more to this world, this reality, than meets the eye. Think about a dog whistle. The really high pitched dog whistles that we can't actually hear with our human ears. It doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. This sound that dogs can pick up on. It's still there, we just can't pick up on it, we can't perceive it. Same with things like radio waves. They're still there, we just can't see them. So it's kind of the same with spirit and guidance that we have around us. So everything in this universe vibrates at a certain frequency. And if a spirit or an entity vibrates at a frequency that is faster than what we are used to, we are not able to perceive it. It vibrates at a frequency that is of another world, basically. But it doesn't mean that it's not there. So in order to actually see these entities around us, we would need to vibrate at the same frequency as them, and we just don't. I mean, maybe we could tap into this frequency and become a vibrational match to them. And maybe they can appear, maybe they can lower their frequency to become more of a dense vibration, more of a slower vibration, so that they can appear to us. But really, we don't need them to appear in physical form. We don't need them to show themselves however they may want to show themselves. We don't need that. We have our feelings. We are able to tap into their guidance. We're able to tap into their presence using our feeling body. So even though our senses may be limited, we are still able to communicate with this, what I believe to be an army of angels, spirit guides that just continuously follow us, that are always standing beside us, walking with us, keeping an eye on our earthly existence and helping us out. Because remember, we are living a temporary human experience, but we are immortal spiritual beings. So we are them, basically, but we're just living this life. We're living this temporary existence where we come into this world and we have amnesia and we completely forget. We pass through a veil of forgetfulness and we forget what's actually going on. And I guess this whole life is really about remembering it in a way. So spirit is always guiding us. It's always there. It's always showing us the way. We just have to open our ears and learn how to recognize it. So first of all, we want to put intention in. And then you want to really start to notice synchronicity. Noticing the signs, the themes that keep cropping up, the strange coincidences. So a synonym for coincidence is synchronicity. I don't believe there are any coincidences. It's guidance. It's the universe guiding us, spirit guiding us. So another way that we can kind of listen to this and perceive and hear this guidance is through tuning into our desires at any given moment. What do we desire? Are we feeling hugely interested in in researching a specific topic? if that's the case, then that's a part of us, maybe our higher self, or who knows, some kind of spirit that is guiding us, that's showing us the way. That's, I mean, none of this is random. Our passions, our desires, our interests that just suddenly come and go. It's not random. It means something. And then another way that we can kind of tap into this, other than synchronicity and following our passions, is really actually hearing guidance within, tuning into our intuition. This is not even maybe a spirit guide or some kind of entity that's guiding us. This is our higher self that we can tap into just by listening to our intuition and following that inner knowing. And then, of course, simply by quieting the mind, stopping the incessant thoughts going round and round, by finding that space within the mind, then we open ourselves up more to actually hearing guidance as well. So, all of these methods that we can tap into to really recognize when we are being guided, they're so important, because the more that we are able to really understand when we are being guided and actually recognize synchronicity, then the more it unfolds in our life, the more magic unfolds, the more synchronicity, the more guidance we get, because our spirit knows that we are hearing. We're hearing their messages. And yes, sometimes spirit can come in full force and really guide us, and then sometimes it can disappear a bit, and I do believe that that's just what we need at that current moment in time. So how can we ask for help if we are stuck on something, with our inner work, with our journey in general? Then how can we ask for help? So there's two main ways that I generally do it. I either sit there in meditation, get into a very, very deep state, and then I just ask. I ask whatever's bothering me, whatever I'm stuck on. Come on, guys, give me a hand. And my actual main method, more than anything, though, is to write it down, to write a letter. So anyone that knows me knows that I am a massive fan of journaling. The actual benefits of journaling are unreal. I'm going to do a video about it. That's another video, but yeah, at some point I will. So what you want to do when you ask for help is write a letter, write it down. So firstly, you're able to really tap into that kind of conscious flow of what's going on inside, what you really want, what you really desire, as it flows onto the paper. Secondly, you're bringing your thoughts into more of a physical reality. It's already becoming more into fruition, because you're writing it down and it stays there. And then also, it's really handy to write it down, because then when you go back on it and you find the letter that you forgot that you wrote, and you think, wow, yeah, I remember now what happened after that. Wow, yes, Spirit did answer me. This happened, that happened. Because sometimes you can ask the question and then forget that you asked the question, or ask for help and forget you asked it. And the amount of times that I have gone back to my journals over the years and seen it and thought, wow, Spirit really pulled through there. So when you address Spirit, use your intuition. I have like significant figures that have cropped up throughout my journey, and I usually address it to them, including my higher self and just Spirit in general. You know, you don't have to have these labels. Think about how much prayer has been used over the years. It's the same thing, I guess, really, isn't it? So you're just addressing it to whoever you feel like you want to. even source itself, like the higher power. Once we've put in our intention, once we've asked for help, sit back and just let go. Spirit will communicate with you in a myriad of different ways, and you're never going to know how. You can never predict it. You might suddenly get this impulse to research something on Google, and then you find an answer. Or you might suddenly have an aha moment, like a download of sorts, a download of information in your mind, and you piece everything together. You may see signs unfold in front of you, repeated synchronicities over and over, like, oh, wow, I'm really feeling guided. Something is showing me something here. So let go of the outcome and just sit back and wait for spirit to contact you. And it could happen immediately, as it sometimes does for me, or it could take a while, who knows? But you'll get an answer. Just remember to pay attention. This is something that we train ourselves to do anyway. Noticing synchronicity kind of comes as the more we see it, the more we're like, wow, that's real. Yeah, I am being guided. The universe is showing me which way to go. I'm not alone. It's also important to remember that we, as immortal spiritual beings living a temporary human experience, we have free will. So although we have our guidance around us, continuously helping us out, showing us the way, they can only intervene to a certain extent. So if we ask, if we put that energy out there, then we're really giving them permission to come into our lives and give us exactly what we need, the information that we need, the guidance that we need. So this whole topic of guidance, spiritual guidance, although it may seem a bit out there, if you incorporate it into your belief system, it's incredibly comforting to know that you are loved and that you have all of this support around you. So thank you so much for watching this video. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you again soon. Okay, bye 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 bye.